Before us, there were voices, storytellers, dreamers, and believers who shaped Edenderry's spirit. They sang, they spoke, they inspired. Today we honor their legacy. The Edenderry Entertainers Commemorative Committee stands together to remember, to celebrate, and to carry their voices forward. And with Eden Memorials preserving their monument, their memory will never fade. Music has always been the heartbeat of Edenderry. It has echoed through generations, carried by those who poured their passion into every note, every lyric, every performance. From packed halls to quiet sessions, from grand stages to simple gatherings, these voices shaped our town's identity, one song at a time. In 2010, they gathered here in St. Mary's Cemetery to unveil a monument in their honour. Musicians, families, and friends, past and present, came together to pay tribute to those who dedicated their lives to the music and culture of the town. But a legacy is only as strong as the care we take to preserve it. Pauric, a director of Eden Memorials in Edenderry, has taken on the task of maintaining this monument, a tribute to his late father, Pat Terrell, one of the founding members of the Edenderry Entertainers Committee.
Lady on plantation, don't know where to station.
Now, Pauric carries on that tradition, ensuring that the memory of the entertainers continues to strive for many more years to come.
Hi, I'm Pauric Terrell, and my father, Pat Terrell, was one of the founding members of the Edenderry Entertainers Committee. After he passed in 2003, my mother Maura took on his role, continuing his work and keeping the spirit of the committee alive. Now I'm in a position to do the same through our company, Eden Memorials. We are proud to take on the responsibility of maintaining the Entertainers Memorial and ensuring it stays in great condition for many years to come. The musicians, storytellers and performers, both past and present, have given so much to Edenderry and the surrounding areas. This is our way of giving back and ensuring that their legacy and contributions are never forgotten.
Music is more than just sound. It's storytelling, it's emotion, it's history. And few people know that better than Danny Slevin. A singer, a songwriter and a storyteller, Danny has spent his life crafting lyrics and melodies that have touched audiences far and wide, even writing for some of Ireland's most well-known artists. But Edenderry has always been home. It's where the inspiration started. And when the Entertainers Memorial was unveiled, Danny put that inspiration into words, writing a poem that captured the heart of what this monument represents and the people it stands for. Now, over a decade later, Danny reflects on his journey and the legacy of the Edenderry Entertainers.
Thanks was never what they wanted. It wasn't why they came. When they sang or danced or played their parts to ease life's cruelest games. When called, they never questioned, know who it's for or why. All we knew is that they'd be there until the day they die. All now gone to their salvation from this world of toil and tears. But the joy they brought to this life will live on all down the years. So behold this simple monument. Remember why it's there. To give thanks for lives of giving. As you pass, please say a prayer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Danny Slevin, member of the Edenderry Entertainers Commemorative Committee. First thing I'd like to say is a huge thank you to the Eden Memorials for the fabulous job they did on cleaning up the whole site here. It looks brilliant. And they also told us they're going to commit to cleaning it up on an ongoing basis. We're very grateful. Well, I fell into music. Actually, I always liked music, but I never had any intention of being involved in playing. I went to a dance in Downturn and ended up winning a singing competition that I had no intentions of getting into. I then played with a band called the Agents, which later went on to become the Fairway Show band, Gary Street and the Fairways. And two of the boys in the band, Gary and Mick, wrote all our songs. Also in the band you had Ollie Kennedy, who later joined Foster and Allen, and he wrote the huge hit for Foster and Allen after all these years. And I was writing a few songs, but the boys were so good that I didn't even show mine. And it wasn't until years later that I started to bring my songs out to people, and I was lucky enough to have them recorded by a lot of fairly well-known people. My view on songwriting is that people think they can't write songs, but several times I've written lyrics and I've given them to people who've recorded a lot of my songs and said, there's lyrics, go and put a melody to that, and they tell me they can't. And I persuaded them to, and they end up then putting beautiful melodies to them and recording them, and they turn out brilliantly. Music in Edenderry, all down the years, you've had people doing concerts for charity. I've always told people outside of the town here that in Edenderry, all you need is a good cause and a few people to get together and decide they're going to have a night. Pick a venue, pick a night, pick a time, and put up posters saying benefit night and local artists, and you can bet your life that there'll be enough people will turn up to do the show. My first contact with somebody playing music was Joe Davey from our road. Joe bought the first guitar I'd ever seen. I think it was the first guitar in Edenderry, and we used to be down on the road and Joe would bring the guitar out. We'd sit on Josie Forden's wall and Joe would play and sing for us, and we all thought he was the nearest thing to Elvis because he had a guitar and we didn't. And I always thought, this is something I'd like to do. And it wasn't until I got much older, when I had finished playing with the Fairways, and I started playing some songs with Pauric Brown, my cousin, and one of the great entertainers from the town, that I needed to strum a guitar. So I bought a guitar and learned a few chords, and ended up playing a lot with Pauric over the years. We played for 4 years in PJ Fives on a Monday night, and it used to be a great night. It was a real party night with the same people there all the time. But that's where my music influence came, was from looking at Joe Davies strumming a very cheap guitar on Josie Forden's wall. This is a unique monument. It's the only one of its kind in the world. And the reason why it's unique is, if you look at any monument anywhere in the world, it's dedicated to a person or some people or an event, but it's time locked. This one is not time locked. This is a living monument, because the list of people who are commemorated by this monument continues to grow and evolve. And I know that none of us have any plans to go anywhere anytime soon, but in time to come, we're going to be part of those being remembered. To speak about this monument, you really have to go back about 25 years when the late great Kevin had this idea that we should get some of the local entertainers, musicians together and do something to commemorate all the great people who over the years had performed at concerts and shows to raise money for deserving causes. And eventually Kevin organised a meeting and a load of entertainers turned up, and the upshot was that the Entertainers Committee was founded. And very quickly we realised that the best way to remember those people who had done so much work for charity was to carry on with the work that they'd been doing, and that's what we did. It was what we've done for the last 24 years, doing shows, concerts. We produced 6 or 8 CDs for various charities. But back in 2019, 2020 and 21, we got sidetracked a little bit because we got railroaded into reviving, organising and running the festival in the town here. But for three summers, three lovely July weekends, we added a little bit of colour and music and fun to the town, so it wasn't time wasted. Then of course in 22 you had the COVID, so nothing happened in 22. But after 22 and after the COVID, we decided to go back to doing what we were founded to do. And in 23 and 24 we organised a few events and things to raise money. But just to take it back a step to 2011, when Kevin Farrell realised that our committee wasn't going to be there forever, and he wanted something permanent that would be here after we were all long gone. And the idea he came up with was this monument. And thanks to the generosity of a lot of people, particularly David Cusick Construction, who absolutely free of charge did the installation here. And of course the people of the town who donated the finances to buy the materials. I'd just like to finish up what I'd be saying here with an appeal to any young musicians, entertainers. If you play an instrument, if you sing a song, if you're acting in plays, to come along and join our committee, because we're not getting any younger, and we're going to have young people coming along. A few years back we were lucky enough, we did get people like David Lynch came along, and Ed Kenny and people like that, and they added greatly to the committee. And David has moved to Cork, but we still chat all the time, and Ed is still part of the committee. But we do need young people to come along and join and take over and start to run the shows and be involved in the shows that we do. It's enormous satisfaction when you raise a few pounds and you're able to hand it over and it does some good for some local charity.
This is a bit of a surprise to him because he didn't know I was going to call him out to do this song, but he wrote a song. He had, as everyone had great regard for Cobber as he's known around here. Everybody had, and no one more so than Greg. He wrote a song about him, and he didn't want to do it tonight. He felt he wouldn't be able to do it. No, I asked him would he do the song tonight. So he's going to have a go at it, and I really think you should give him a big round of applause for this. Thanks, Danny. Very seldom I get the opportunity to introduce Greg Traynor. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Traynor.
Thanks, John. Well, folks, I wasn't batting on singing this song tonight, but the night that's in it, and Kate, this is the way I remember him anyway. And I wrote this song the night Kevin passed away, but I hope you like it. It goes like this anyway. I will sing you this tribute to a man I knew well. In the town of Edenderry, this man he did dwell. His name Kevin Nolan, known far and wide, a beautiful singer. Just ask any boy. And we sang in the copper, and the young Crawford in. Downings are prosperous, undoubting skin or flints. So come on, friends and neighbors, put our glass to the brim. Remember our good friend Kevin Nolan. Oh, Kevin is sitting on God's right hand, and we know he'll not forget all the boys in the band. We've missed him so much, since the first day he left. Kevin Nolan, our hero, we'll never forget. For he sang in the copper, the old forget. Our townings are prosperous, and down to skin our flames. Slip of my friends and neighbors, they're lost to the brim. Remember our hero, Kevin Nolan. Slip of my friends and neighbors, fill your glass to the brim. Remember our good friend, Kevin Nolan.
Ladies and gentlemen, another tribute to Kevin Nolan of Just Being So. That was great. So, thank you very much indeed. Give it another round of applause, John Hogan.
Turn to fabulous. Sure, you're not showing appreciation at all, folks. The Houston Showman, the last number. Come on, show your hands in the air. Come on.
Thank you very much, folks. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for having us, and it's been great crack. Well worth getting together for a very worthy cause, and a great friend of ours, deceased Kevin, of course. And listen, thanks to all the boys for doing their thing and getting together. Well done, lads. And great. Can we see us? Good night. God bless you. Thank you. We're gonna have one or two more. Here we go. Long distance information, get me Memphis, Tennessee. Help me find the party, try to get in touch with me. She would not leave her number, I know she placed the call.
In the heart of Edenderry, where music flows like the River Boyne, a legacy of sound and spirit was built by those who took to the stage, filling our town with joy, rhythm, and song. From the soulful voice of Kevin Cobbler Nolan to the electric energy of Liam Gibson, these artists gave us more than just melodies. They gave us memories. Joey Ryan, Joe Davey, and Joseph Locke. Names that still echo through the walls of our favourite halls, where laughter met harmony and stories were told through song. The Marie Tyrrell Band had us swaying to every note, while the Boyne-siders painted our nights with folk and fire. Top of the Parish and the Fairways and Gary Street turned simple evenings into legendary sessions. And who could forget Sean Norman's band, keeping the tradition alive with every fiddle stroke and every step danced. The Houston Show Band lit up stages, bringing the golden age of Irish music to our doorsteps. And among them all, Pauric Brown left his mark with the unforgettable Yarmouth Town, a song that has travelled far beyond our borders, now covered by some of the finest musicians of our time. These artists, these legends gave us more than music. They gave us a soundtrack for our lives, a platform for art and culture that we carry in our hearts and will pass down for generations to come. To the voices that shaped our town, to the hands that played and the feet that danced, we remember, we celebrate, and we thank you. Kevin Farrell was one of those voices. He cherished our stories, our songs, our history. And as he once read from Brendan Kennelly, as long as a person's memory lives, that person will never die. Kevin and all those before us live on in the stories we share today.